Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Tuesday. Special guest with us, Ralph Petrella. And we are getting ready for a big weekend, big event at Jimwood Park in Steubenville. It is the Craig A. Petrella second annual Pump and Run 5K, which raises money for AEDs. And those AEDs are going to go to youth organizations, youth athletic organizations, to help with if someone has a heart attack, if a player's hit the chest, the Damar Hamlin situation, Buffalo Bills safety, who basically died on the field, and they were able to bring him back thanks to an AED, and that has really made people aware of the situation. So, Ralph, thank you for being here. But before we get to anything, right behind my head, I'm going to have to get out of the way. Let's go this way. There we go. It is Valley Converting. We can't thank Valley Converting enough for all that they do for the 9-minute Phill-Up, and let's hear from them now.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
And hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here, along with Ralph Petrella. It is the 9-minute Phill-Up, and we are talking about a very important issue, especially to Ralph, but to everybody. You want to keep everybody as safe as possible. And so this weekend, it's the Craig A. Petrella second annual Pump and Run 5K in honor of your dad. And for some backup or some information, some background to it, can you let us know why this is important to you? What happened that you're looking at this and say this is something that has to get done, and we need to raise those funds?
Absolutely. So last year I found my father unresponsive and immediately started CPR, and that kind of gave us the understanding in enlightenment of how powerful CPR and AEDs are. You see it in sports all the time. Young athletes, old athletes, people in the crowd might have a cardiac arrest issue, and starting CPR is huge. I was able to start CPR. I was able to do CPR until the paramedics got there, and I couldn't imagine not knowing that skill set. So this started off as like, hey, we want to teach people CPR. We want to have people have that knowledge so they can feel empowered to help as a lifesaver, right? And it also, it gives you the peace of mind of knowing that you were helping, you were trying, you were doing everything you could while the professionals got there, right? I couldn't imagine just sitting around and waiting for backup, right? And then we wanted to team up with the Jefferson County General Health District and Andrew Henry, and he said, hey, there's a big need for AEDs. Youth organizations. Last year, we donated an AED to the Steubenville Softball Association. So that organization is protected. So if you have a daughter who plays in the Steubenville Softball organization or against the Steubenville Softball organization, your daughter's protected because of this cause. And we're going to, we have already secured enough funds for one AED, and I got to shout out my man Q at the Weirton Fitness Complex, because he is donating a whole AED. Wow. We have 2 AEDs secured, funds for one already, and maybe we're able to purchase 3 if we get more registration members showing up on registration days on Saturday and registering. You can register early. If you go to our social medias, it's in the link. There's a QR code. It's really easy to register.
And here's the deal. Even if you don't want to do the pump and run, you just like, you know what? I don't have time to do the pump and run. It's not at a good time for me. I am not a runner. I am not a lifter. I don't want to walk. I don't want to do. Stop by, but you want to help. You know how important it is. Stop by, walk up. Hey, I got $10. I want to kick it in. I got $5. I want to kick it in. I get $20. Any and all donations are helpful, because these are not expensive or not inexpensive, I should say.
Very expensive
items, and they're just critically important.
Absolutely, they're about $2,000 each per AED. So if you are looking at like a youth organization, $2,000 is a lot of money to raise, and not every park has one. Not every facility in the county has one. So, they're going to travel with the team. They're going to travel with the organization. Even, dance schools, cheering organizations. All those individuals are at risk, and not just the individuals participating, people in the crowd. I mean, this could be, a grandmother that is excited and cheering for a granddaughter or grandson, and they go into a cardiac issue. So it can really help anybody. It can help coaches. It can help players. It can help anybody in the crowd as well.
Absolutely. And want to make sure we give you the information that you need to know. Second annual Craig A. Petrella Pump and Run 5K at Jimwood Park in Steubenville. So basically, depending on which way you're going, if you're going off of Sunset, you make the right onto John Scott Highway. The connector and the park is just below the elementary school there, West Elementary. And then if you're coming from Route 7, you just go up John Scott. It's going to be right on the right-hand side. You turn in. You won't miss it because the gazebo is where you'll be set up. And the great thing is, if it's hot, they've got the splash pad.
Splash pad is rolling, man. So if you have kids, your kids can play. There's playgrounds. What's also cool as well, my dad was a former councilman. So all the parks in city of Steubenville have adult outdoor gym equipment through the money raised through Parks and Recs. So that was one thing that he was a part of during his time on council, was getting that monies raised and getting those gym equipment in place at all the local parks as well.
That's fantastic. So registration, if you haven't registered yet, if you want to go out that day, Saturday morning, and you say, you know what, it's a nice day, I'm going to go out, get a little exercise going, and I want to do it, and I want to raise some money for a good cause. 8 o'clock in the morning, you can register at Jimwood Park in Steubenville. And again, it's the second annual Craig A. Petrella Pump and Run 5K. The CPR class. If you don't want, and I'm throwing this in, Ralph doesn't know I'm throwing this in, but if you just want to show up and go to the CPR class and not do anything else, don't make a donation, don't take part in the pump and run, come to the CPR class. Nobody's going to turn you away because we know how important it is.
It's so important. I mean, that is just the compressions alone. If you don't remember anything else, just knowing, keeping compressions going, to keeping blood circulating through the body, it's so vital and so important until professionals can arrive. So 8 a.m. registration, CPR class at 8:30. The pump part of it now for some people that are going, what in the world is a pump and run? Well, hold on a second. Hans is checking in. Hans says, hey guys. Hey Hans, hopefully you're having a good day. Candace checking in. Hi from Bean. There we go. And Enzo saying hello as well. So there you go. Enzo and Bean. They'll be it's Bean's birthday, Evelina's birthday that day. So she'll be celebrating her birthday. So I know she won't be there, but those are two
an early
great
happy
kids.
Birthday.
But the pump part of the pump and run, I am a big guy. I am not an avid runner.
Yes.
But I'm competitive.
Yes.
Right. So we will have 3 lifting events.
Okay.
That will.
So last year was bench press,
curl, and squat. Yep. And we're bringing those back because everybody in America
those are pretty basic.
Loves the bench press.
Yeah.
The squat is vital. And why we actually picked the squat, your calves are actually your second heart. People don't really know that. So your calves are really vital. There's valves in your veins and arteries that push blood up through the body, and your calf actually acts as a pump to return blood.
Yeah, because it doesn't, because you think it should just rotate through, but it doesn't. No, it gets down to your legs. It's got to get pushed back up. It has to get pushed back up.
So your calves are really vital. So we pick squats. We pick curls because, hey, you're going to be running. You got to have your arms looking good.
Yeah.
So every rep you do takes a certain amount of time off.
Okay.
We have it written down. I believe it's 2 seconds a rep.
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head. But
so you could say if you're really good at the bench press, or you're really good at curls, or you're really good at squats, you can save yourself 5 minutes, 6 minutes, maybe more.
Absolutely. And that keeps you competitive. So we want to have fun. And it's not an overly competitive race. We're not giving medals. But we want to have a lot of fun. We want to celebrate life, and we want to keep people alive, right? Yeah. And fitness is a great way to do it. We've talked about that on the show in the past about how important it is to be fit and healthy, and how important it is to be strong, and how important it is to run and move. So we want to keep people alive.
Yeah, and that's the critical thing about this event. All right, Hans is worried about me getting lunch, so we're not going to worry about lunch right now. We're gonna keep talking about the pump and run. But Hans, thank you. I appreciate the thought. And actually, that would be something that you could do on Saturday. You finish up the pump and run. Go get yourself a nice lunch.
Yeah, the Ville's right there. Federico, stop and get Federico's hoagies are unreal.
Ooh, yeah,
my guy Def Luis, call ahead.
Yeah,
He had to grab and go.
You're a big Def Luis guy.
I am. They support local as well. They buy from local bakeries for their bread. I'm a big local guy.
Yeah,
I think that that is what makes our city thrive. Our local businesses. Def Louis' story is also unique. He's originally from South Carolina, North Carolina area, and moved to Steubenville and has thrived here.
Well, I must have known you were going to talk about Def Louis because I got the Carolina blue on.
There you go. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
So, right.
Or going on to Naples, Yorgos. So yeah, shop local. I'm a big shop local guy.
Plenty of good places to go and eat. And one of the other things I need to do before we move on is talk about you coming up with a win over the weekend. Not just one, not just two, 3 wins, but Ralph, to get ready for the Craig A. Petrella second annual Pump and Run 5K at Jimwood Park, starting with registration 8 o'clock, CPR class at 8:30, then the pump at 9, and then we go from there. And the night is the fact that he went out last weekend. You're into jiu-jitsu.
I am.
A blue belt. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I think it's white, blue, purple, and black.
Brown, black.
Oh, brown. Okay, brown, black.
Brown, black.
So Ralph went up to Pittsburgh and showed out for the Valley, right?
Yeah. Had 3 matches. Went 3-0 with 2 submissions. Again, fitness it's part of my life. It is competition is part of my life. I think if you can compete in every realm, whether it's business, whether it's your personal life, whether it's in my political life, being competitive is really, really important. And that's where you strive for greatness, right?
Yeah,
so whether
absolutely.
You're competing within the city to bring more businesses in, whether you're competing as a business to be the best, whether you're competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a martial artist, it's really, really important to be competitive. Now,
one of the things I want to ask you for everybody that's out there, you are co-owner of Cinna over in Follinsby, a great gym over there, along with our guy Pete.
My guy Pete, yep.
Pete. And so one of the questions I have for you is, we talked about it a couple times, had you on a couple times, really kind of ramping up to the summer body season and what people need to do to get in shape and everything. So now I don't want to call it a transition, but we will be in about a month or so where it kind of transitions into the fall and then in the winter. So, people may say, well, I don't want to put on an extra 10 pounds over Thanksgiving, over the holidays. Can people do things now to help them so they get ready, hit the ground running come the fall when you want to look good in your holiday garb?
Absolutely. And, there's a statistic that most people put on 5 to 15 pounds from mid-October until mid-January.
Well, there's some good eating in those months.
100%. I mean, there's
you got
candy,
Halloween with the candy, Thanksgiving
pies. You got all the cookies for Christmas, not to mention all the delicious food, and then alcohol in January. So a lot of people put on some weight. So if you are in a habit now of exercising, and a habit now of tracking your calories, and a habit now of taking care of your body, that habit typically sticks around. You're invested, right? So, hey, I just worked from, August to October. I might pass on some candy. I might, instead of a candy, I might go for an apple. I might go for a sweeter treat. I might go for, we are going to give out granola bars at my house instead of candy.
All right.
I might upset some kids, but hey, we want to practice what we preach. We want to walk the walk. We're going to have moderate pies. We're going to prioritize protein for Thanksgiving.
Chicken pot pie. I like chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie is good.
See, now I can tell you about Marion's Pie Shop on Cape Cod. They had.
That's not local.
Oh, it's not local, but it's Cape Cod. So we went, and my stepfather and my mom were like, "Oh, got to go to Marion's Pie Shop." And I'm like, "Where's Marion's Pie Shop?" And we were up there on vacation, and So we went to Marion's Pie Shop and they got the chicken pot pie. And I said, well, what's special about the chicken pot pie? My stepfather went, there's really no vegetables. It's just chicken. It's just chicken. And then he goes, you add the vegetables if you want. So basically I looked over at him. He had the chicken pot pie, had the crust, the chicken, a little gravy. And he was like, I'm all good. But I'm thinking, good protein.
There was a place in Richmond, Virginia called Proper Pie.
Okay.
And it was in Shockoe Bottom. It was actually across the street from Patrick. My history is bad right now. He gave the
Patrick Henry.
He gave his favorite speech in Richmond. It's right across the street from the park he gave the speech from.
Okay.
And they have a chicken pot pie, but it's savory sweet. So they also have a coconut cream pie, which is my favorite. I actually had one from Rustic Rolls Bakery. It's gluten free this past week for my birthday.
Nice.
And it was amazing. So shout out to them for making a great gluten free pie.
Absolutely. All right. So now Hans still checking in. He wants dinner. Wants me to order pizza for dinner. That's nothing wrong with that. So back to the pump and run. And one of the things, just to mention it, staying in shape, doing the exercise, if you're doing all those things, that's the best way.
It's the best way
to stay away from those AEDs.
The best way,
because I mean, no one wants that. No one wants to have to use it. There's one here at the station. It sits in Cafe 9, so to speak, where the water cooler and that stuff is, and it sits in there. I don't ever want to see it out of the container. I don't.
And that's the thing. If it never gets used, awesome.
Yeah. But at least it's there.
At least it's there, 100%.
And you're going, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about not just chicken pot pie from Cape Cod or sweet and savory chicken pot pie and coconut cream pie down in Richmond. We are talking about the second annual Craig A. Petrella Pump and Run 5K this weekend at Jimwood Park in Steubenville. Registration, if you have not registered yet, you can register day of. Just go to the park. You'll see the gazebo. That's where everyone will be set up. 8 o'clock registration, 8:30. I'm putting this out there. Ralph's not going to disagree with it. If you just want to show up at 8:30 to learn how to do CPR, please show up, because we will be having a class there at 8:30. I'm saying we as if I'm running the thing. Pump and run, the lifting portion of it starts at 9 a.m. Then, of course, the run a little bit later. And the great thing is, if it's a hot, sunny day and you're thinking, wow, it's going to be hot, they've got the splash pad right there. You just walk over, douse yourself in some cold water, and you can even do that on your laps. You're running in the lap, and you're like, "Woof, man, I'm not going to make it my last lap. I better get some water on the splash pad."
And that's an awesome thing.
And the great thing is, City Council and City Manager Matt Mattis just made sure that there's less. It's all set. They put the skirting on it, so to speak, so you don't get the mud all over the place and everything. So and
it's free.
I pay attention to what's going on in town,
and it's free. That's something that city offers for free for our citizens. Which is amazing.
Absolutely. So again, second annual Craig A. Petrella Pump and Run Saturday, 8 o'clock to register. It's a 5K CPR class at 8:30. The pump, the run, starting at basically 9 o'clock. And this is Ralph Petrella. And that's why he's here talking about it, in honor of his late father. And last year, Ralph, you were able to donate a AED, which is where the money goes to use for heart attack victims. And you were able to donate it to the Steubenville Youth Softball Organization. And you're telling me before we even get started on Saturday, you've already managed to get enough funds and a donation. So 2 more AEDs are going out. And then if you make enough, there's possibility of 3 in one time,
which would be awesome,
because that's minimum right there of $6,000, because it's $2,000 a shot for these things.
Absolutely. And that's 3
That's
organizations.
fantastic.
Yeah, and again, it goes to youth organizations, which, again, if your daughter's involved with the Steubenville Softball Association, or she's playing against the Steubenville Softball Association, she's protected.
Okay.
All the parents, all the grandparents, right? If there's a sudden cardiac arrest, those people are all protected. And if we can do that for multiple organizations, it just means so much to our community.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you the next 30 seconds, minute and a half, whatever you want to say as to why this is critically important to you, and why people should, if they can't show up, if they can't donate to it, to make sure they're a part of this pump and run.
It's huge for me knowing finding my father unresponsive, knowing the background I had in CPR, learning that is such an important skill. Mentally, I don't think that I could have handled just sitting there.
You're good. You're good. You're good. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
But helping people is what it's all about. My dad was the safety director at IWS Apex Landfill.
Okay.
He was a councilman, so he spent his whole life helping people. So being able to carry on that legacy is really important.
All right. Well, there you go. That's it. I mean, that's right out there. Put your heart on your sleeve and get out there and get it done. So again, Ralph Petrella here. Can't thank him enough for coming in and talking about the Craig A. Petrella second annual Pump and Run 5K at Jimwood Park, 8 o'clock. You can register in person. Stop by anytime, make a donation. If you don't want to take part in terms of pumping or running, you just want to make a donation to the cause. And if you can, please show up for the CPR class at 8:30. And also a big shout out. You mentioned before the health department for Jefferson County.
Yeah, they're awesome.
How have they been involved?
They really have helped us market it. They help us brand them. They also get the AEDs at a discounted rate. So we're purchasing them through them. And Andrew Henry, I give him the biggest shout out. He's been amazing to work with because they want to help the community as well. So it's awesome pairing up with them. We had a bunch of local businesses that have donated money. Some have wanted to remain anonymous. Some are going to be displayed the day of the race. Big shout out to IWS for making a large contribution towards our cause as well.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And again, if someone wants to go, if they go to your Facebook page, they can find the link.
Either send them my personal page. They can go to Jefferson County General Health District's Facebook page, Instagram. If you just Google the Craig A. Petrella Memorial 5K, it'll come up and you'll be able to make a donation directly.
I would think somewhere on the WTOV9 webpage, there's we've been running a PSA for it, so I'm sure you can find it there. So it's one of those things where it's critically important, and you can help save a life, and that's the most important thing. And the thing is, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of times, you could save your own life, you could save relatives' life, but anybody's. It's critically important to continue this good work. I can't thank you enough for coming in and talking about it. And I know it can be tough at times because, you're so tight with your dad, and it's one of those things where moving it forward to try and make sure that someone else doesn't have to go through that situation that you did. So I can't thank you enough for coming in, Ralph. Really appreciate it. And really appreciate it if as many people that hear our voices during this can go out. And again, if you can just show up, make a donation, that'd be great. But if you want to take part, it is a great event. I was there last year for it. It's going to be another day, kind of like last year, bright, sunny day. And you can learn about CPR. You can take part in the pump and take part in the run. If you just want to lift weights, you don't want to run, just lift weights. It's all right. If you just want to run, don't worry about lifting weights. Just run. It's going to be a good time. Everybody has fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's plenty. There's always plenty of water and everything else for. And then, like I said, I think this year I might have to go on the stroll because my knees hurt too bad to do the run. But I might do the stroll and just stroll my way over to the splash pad. That'd be awesome. Cool off. It'll be like, what's Bill doing over there? Is he taking part in this? Yeah, he's doing the splash pad portion of the pump and run. That's going to be a new segment. Next year, we have to add that in. The pump, run, and splash pad. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that. All right, well, we have to get going. Remember the 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. And we can't thank Valley Converting enough for all that they do for the 9-minute Phill-Up. And Ralph, again, thank you for coming in.
Thank
all
you,
the best for this event this weekend, and continue to get that jiu-jitsu going. Bring home the gold. Let's go.
We're gonna roll.
All right. So good. Until next time, everybody. For Ralph and myself, have a great day. We will see you next time.